any VA clinic is supposed to provide a vet with an appointment within 14 days. Secretary Mabus has already ended discounts on tobacco products at Navy and Marine Corps exchanges like the ones here at Camp Lejeune, and he says ending sales altogether would encourage sailors to quit smoking and be more fit. 3 days later, he was in the hospital and passed away.
How old was he, April?
25 years old, both really young people involved in this. She was 21 at the time, just got a teaching job at a local high school here. And so it's just a tragic story all the way around. The letter from 1980, that's the latest piece of information they've put out. This is it, posted on Facebook. I am going to test it real quick. Just simply a press of the button. DOT crews are doing what they can, like here in Onslow County, here on Highway 17 and 24, putting out signs like this right before the Sewell Bridge. In fact, some people are still braving these waters, even though they're coming up to my knees right now here on Paulson Street near 60th. I just got a taste of this training today, and I can tell you it is exhausting, but firefighters, paid or not, across North Carolina are required to have 36 hours of this training every year. Good evening. 2 arrests have been made after a major meth lab bust in the East, and for one of those arrested, it's his third run-in with the law for the drug. Dan Yazanoski has new information and video from Pink Hill in Lenoir County tonight, where authorities say the lab was raided. He joins us now live in the newsroom. Dan.
Thanks.
He was the first of 2 tree trimmers that were shot Tuesday. Now, retailers now face the same misdemeanor charge if they sell e-cigarettes to a minor as they already did for other tobacco products. Today we got up close and personal with ECU's new snake expert and his copperhead. The car came crashing through this wall here into the dining area and knocked out a booth that was bolted down like this one here. And by the time the highway patrol got here, the 2 men who were in that car were gone. Dave, I'm here at the Havelock Police Department, and they are still interviewing people. They're still trying to figure out if there will be any charges in this case. And I was over at the apartment where this happened Thursday. I spoke to Donald Smith, who lives there. He says the man he stabbed is the father of his granddaughter. Western Boulevard is looking a lot better than it did 24 hours ago. All 4 lanes are cleared here now, but Gum Branch Road was a sheet of ice in many spots today, and troopers say hundreds of drivers who dared to hit the roads in the east today ended up hitting other cars and trucks and ended up in ditches. 70-year-old Vietnam veteran Donald Quinn knows the trouble getting a VA appointment can be.
I says, lady, I told you I can't do this. So you forced me into seeking outside medical care, and that's what I've done.
That outside medical care came after Quinn, an Army helicopter door gunner in 1966-1967 in Vietnam, who has diabetes and 3 stents after a heart attack, says he got the runaround. He says he used to go to the VA clinic in Fayetteville, and they would call him to remind him of appointments. He says the phone call stopped, so he called the clinic in December and was told to go to Goldsboro because it's closer. He says the Goldsboro clinic told him it would be 3 months before a doctor could see him, and the Fayetteville clinic told him the same thing.
The government has decided that I'm 100% disabled, and that goes with benefits that are specifically described. And if they can't give me those benefits, and it seems like they're not being above board with why not, something's wrong. Something's very wrong.
A nurse emailed him to admit someone, quote, dropped the ball, but no system is perfect. Still, he would not be able to get an appointment until April, even though he called in January. He says the federal government needs to get its priorities straight.
Someone in Afghanistan or Iraq says that their camel broke a toenail. Congress will stay up all night long making sure that they're sent a couple of $1 billion the next day. A disabled veteran is told he's going to have to wait 1 year, 2 years before he even gets a reply to his complaint.
I spoke to the public affairs officer in Fayetteville at the VA clinic there, Jeff Melvin, and he says he could not comment specifically on Quinn's case, but he says that they're properly staffed, so that has nothing to do with any late appointments, and he says that they do try and make appointments for any vet within 14 days, but of course that does not always happen. And Dave, as you know, they are calling for audits for every VA clinic across the country now, and he says he hopes that will fix any problems with the situation. Reporting live in Jacksonville, April Davis, WITN. The store here on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro is named Stumpy's, and once you get to know the 2 men who own this shop, you'll understand why this name shows they have a sense of humor. Either one of you like more of a talker than the other? Johnny Morris and Brad Lang were not born brothers, but they sure do act like it. Their bond came from an experience few people ever go through together. They met in 2008 at Camp Lejeune and went to school together to become explosive ordnance disposal technicians. They had their first deployment to Afghanistan together. They worked in the same platoon and deployed together again to Afghanistan in 2011, where Morris lost one leg and Lang lost both.
And Johnny got hurt beginning of July, and I got hurt towards the end of July, about 3 weeks apart, and came back to Walter Reed together, and we were roommates.
Morris and Lang spent about 9 months recovering together at Walter Reed Military Medical Center in Maryland, and that is where they dreamed up the idea of having a custom gun shop, and Lang's wife helped come up with the name.
My wife was like, "Stumpy's, you idiot, you've only got one good leg between the two of you." And Stumpy's it was.
Lang always liked machining and designing, and they both had the same philosophy.
We got tired of working for the man and we wanted to work for the dude.
When they are not customizing guns, they talk at schools and help raise funds for the EOD Warrior Foundation and Semper Fi Fund.
I want them to look up to us and get that motivation that you don't just have to sit around when something like this happens. You can still do whatever you want to do. There's not much that we can't do. We built this place ourselves.
The two men who own this store say they're very excited about releasing their own line of Stumpy's guns within the next couple of months. Reporting live in Swansboro, April Davis, WITN.